functioning on about 5 hours of sleep tonight. Had to soak in as much J. Cole pause as possible.
Same.
Double album is a lot for a next day review.
It is.
Hey,
but I feel good.
If you're looking for an in-depth analysis, in-depth expert analysis on an album that came out not even 12 hours ago.
Not at all.
You got it right here, the Joe Budden Podcast.
A double disc album.
Double disc.
I got a lot of thoughts, so I'm ready.
A double disc, huh? Do you have a lot of thoughts?
Hell yeah.
I got a lot of thoughts too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Been up since 3 a.m.
We gonna jump right in?
Why not?
I think just my overall impression was that J. Cole made this album for J. Cole and Fayetteville, and if any of us mortals have something that we take out of this that we like, awesome. This felt very personal and very local.
That is a great way of putting it. That's a great way.
The whole first album is a story of. When I first started listening to it, I didn't really. I know I read all the notes that he dropped, but I didn't take it into account.
Yeah.
And then about halfway through, I went back and let me go reread these and see what he was saying. He was talking about how it says disc 29. He went back to Fayetteville, his hometown, at 29, and this is a tale of the experiences.
And I think it's that first disc for me is interesting because it's some of whatever J. Cole is good at, I think you see him at his best here. Like, bars wise, I think he's up. Storytelling, he's up.
Storytelling was the main strength of this album.
I mean, storytelling is crazy.
The whole album is a story. Both discs is stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there are moments, particularly in the first disc, where I just, to your point about he made it for him.
Yeah.
Some of the production, some of the beat choices. I feel like J. Cole, I loved him rapping on every song, and there are songs where I was like, this song would be better with a more grandiose beat, with a bit like, you know, it felt, some of his shit I love because it felt like boom bap from '94. Some of it I love, like it was perfect for me in my headphones. Yeah, but for who I think the audience wants him to be, and for the kind of goal I would want his quote unquote final album to be, sometimes I wish there were some different people. Like the Alchemist beat is amazing, right? Like I love that shit.
He always got to find the drums on the Alchemist beat.
I wanted more of that. I want a little bit more of that production-wise, but storytelling. There was a few songs that that had me in a chokehold. Just to name a couple real quick. Safety. Safety had me. I love Safety. I love Bunts Road Blues, and I love Drum and Bass. Those three for me were like on this, like the standouts on that first disc, and it was great. The production, I think, is mostly T-Minus. He's an executive producer, and J. Cole as well. They handled a bulk of it.
You could tell.
Yeah, I didn't love the production, but I didn't hate it either. I thought it was fine, and I think that for an album that is mostly based on storytelling, you kind of have to have beats like that. I think that those kind of beats, whether we want to hear exciting or not to say they're not exciting, because they're knocking, you know, the drums are knocking, the bass is knocking.
It's not fine. For his last album, I don't want to say like, oh, the production was fine.
Well, we don't know that it's his last album. We can't.
If you put out, let me put it differently. If you put out a double disc in hip hop, this should be a major piece of work. This should be one of your. If you think about Pac, think about like.
I knew you was about to start comparing.
Yeah. No, because that's what I want from him. Because he's capable of that, and the raps are. I mean, again, so far I really love this album. I'm just saying, I think
don't know that he's capable of that.
He's had better production on previous albums. I will say that.
But Joe, even listen to the mixtape last week when he's on Epic Beats. I think you and I disagree on this. I think he shows up.
I'm telling you that, and we want to have a nice, cool, and clean conversation. I'm telling you that All Eyes on Me and Life After Death are two of the better albums ever made in hip hop.
Right. True.
And they're double discs.
Yes,
J. Cole is phenomenal. We do not know that he can do that. And if we begin to compare, then no, this is not that.
I think the better comparison for this
that's my
album.
Expectation. That's
the better comparison for this album is the Kendrick
it's the
double disc, Mr. Morale. Yeah, this is a concept album to me, which is interesting. Super side note, but I was having a musician nerd friend conversation about the best British bands, and the Who's name came up in conversation, and I'd never really listened to the Who like that, despite they have a couple slaps that everyone knows. So I went back and listened to their whole discography, which is only maybe 7 or 8 albums, but most of them are concept albums. So I'm already kind of in concept album mode when I heard that, and I thought that was a little interesting.
That's a good point.
And I also thought that him kind of ragging on Kendrick during the battle, granted it was a battle, so all things are not to be taken super serious. He ragged on Kendrick for his double disc, which was a concept album, and then made a concept albums. I thought that was a little interesting.
A double disc one.
It's really good.
Man, I halfway through the first disc, I went back and read them letters.
Yeah.
I mean the notes, and I said, okay, I get it, because disc one wasn't for me.
Okay.
Disc one was clearly, and when he said this is 29-year-old me, well, that was a J. Cole I wasn't really listening to like that. That I wasn't too much of a fan of.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, cool. Now I understand why this really ain't connecting with me that much. Rapping is there. It was just, production made me want to go say, hey, who did these beats? Because this sounds like back when Cole was doing all his production. And majority of it was that. Again, this just sounded Cole era. This is diehard Cole fan music, not
I can dig
those of us who kind of warmed up to him later on. This album like reinforced the critiques that I had about him.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Disc one was very boring to me.
I wasn't blown away until the second half of disc one, personally.
Track 7,
which was around with the Alchemist album.
I mean, there's a couple joints on him. I'm just saying, sure. I'm comparing overall, and then I'm listening to this as comparing Cole to Cole. So your previous albums, this feels like regression.
Oh wow!
See, I get that and I understand that. I think that again, this album is for him and for his hometown. So I can't compare this to albums that he was swinging for the fences a little bit more, from a commercial standpoint. Like he wasn't trying to make no hit on this album.
Cool, but this is an album that this probably had more hype than. And fuck the battle. I don't give a fuck about the battle. This album had more hype than maybe any other album outside of his debut.
That may be true.
So if you chose to make it a very personal album, I mean, you set this bar. You know, you putting up the whiteboard and showing us your plan and your graceful exit, as some may think this is the retirement album, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You played into a lot of that with your rollout and made that you have a very high bar set. And coming off of your previous works.
I think all that was intentional.
Cool. It could be intentional. So now when I get the project, I'm underwhelmed.
I understand that. I think that
with disc one. I'm only speaking on disc one right now.
I think he did this for his town and for himself. And I think that was intentional. Let me build this shit up and I'm going to give you me on it. And bring you back to where I'm from, which is not a major city. So that's like super fly to like, I'm going to bring you into this world that
it's hyper local really know about. The storytelling and the lyrics. I thought that for me was compelling. I didn't find this one boring at all, but I get why, like you said, if you're not a diehard day one Cole person, I get why you might feel that way. I didn't feel that way. I'd love this one. You know how I feel, but yeah.
I think he also took a lot of risks vocally, a lot of singing, a lot of different tones and shit like that, which was interesting.
Would you have wanted more features?
No.
Like, because, you know, in terms of like, you got Thames, you got Future,
Burna
Boy. Like, would you want other people singing the hooks or doing some other things to make it? That also could have made it more interesting.
I like when he does hooks. Okay, so I'm not mad at that.
I have a question, Parks. Like, if an artist does make I'm sorry, I didn't know. If an artist does make something and it's more for them or whatever, when it comes to the masses, us, does that matter what you was thinking in regards to like how you judge it? Like, if you know the artist making it for them or whatever reason, does it really matter?
For us, it matters, but for him, it doesn't.
For me, it don't matter. So I don't care what your intention was. I'm taking your art as you presented this, and I'm the consumer. I'm the listener. So when I put the headphones on and listen to it, cool. You made this going into it. This is personal to me, and I want to do it this way. But if it don't sound good to me, then it's just all right. Good attempt. You know, I mean, you might love it because you made it for you.
Right.
But me as a consumer, I don't love it.
When artists say they made it for them, I just don't really get that because you want to make money.
I don't know if he said that. That's how I felt. That's how I interpret it.
And everybody don't. To what you said, everybody doesn't go into the album trying to make money or something.
He's also going to make a lot of money on this.
Yeah, some people really are just passionate in creating art. Like they really want this to be a piece of art. And I put him on that side. He don't really do much for the money.
But this album from Cole, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. Yes, I would have liked more features, to answer Mark. To Ice's point, at some point listening, I did feel like this was when Cole was doing his own beats. At some point, I had that thought. I'm going to say that was around disc 2. I thought disc 1 is the one.
I'm the exact opposite. Yeah. Disc 2 is way
disc
better.
1 is the one for me.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a rapper's rapper.
There's a few things going on this thing. I personally enjoy the tribe-ish beats, the Dilla, Conductor, Souls of Mischief.
Oh, I didn't get that at all from these beats.
I felt like that on what's his name? What's his name
did.
felt like that. Safety definitely.
It
felt
wasn't
like
no lo-fi or abstract. It was fairly straightforward beats.
Sound like J. Cole beats.
Yeah.
Oh, I got lo-fi from a lot of these beats.
I did too.
Shit.
I got lo-fi from quite a few of these beats, most of them being on disc 2. I appreciate this project because y'all had went back and read the notes. I read them as soon as they dropped. And listening to the project, especially disc 1, I can appreciate going back to your hometown when you're the man.
Yeah, I can relate to it a lot.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
I relate to leaving to go get a job done, going to do that job, and then going back home at 29 and at 39. Because you're listening to this shit on disc 1 very early. I was like, shit, when he opened with the country music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's folk, but yeah.
Whatever it was, that sound was like, it brought me to when I'm in South Carolina and on Sunday everybody in church and niggas in pickup trucks and playing gospel or whatever the fuck is going on. It just, he was painting a picture, and I appreciate him painting a picture, right? Like on I don't have the names of all of them, but Poor Thing, when he starts serving up his man. When he starts serving up homeboy that was back home talking shit. Yo, I heard some nigga back home was talking, some local nigga. Whoa, he tore this local nigga apart. But at home as a listener, I'm like, yo, who the fuck is J. Cole talking to right now? But I know in Fayetteville, North Carolina right now.
They know exactly who the fuck. Yeah.
In Charlotte and all surrounding towns, it's lit up there.
Facebook
It's all the country niggas that are into rap and that watch this nigga from small and believed in him, and that whole circuit is in an uproar upside down right now. I do think that that's fire. He is great at this.
I agree.
This album for me was everything I absolutely love and adore about J. Cole, and also everything I absolutely hate about J. Cole.
I can agree with that.
Or the things that frustrate me about J. Cole, and as we go on, I'll get into some of those things.
Neutral Budden.